of my own fears and flaws and failures. I don't need a metaphor to accentuate or punctuate where I'm situated. I can't call this a rock and a hard place because the only place where it complicates is in my head. In this situation, there's nothing so solid as a rock, nothing so concrete as a hard place. It's just untouchable, incurable, inexplicable feelings. It's just feelings. I can't quantify them or calculate them. I can't manipulate or change them. I can't meet or cheat them. I can't fill out a multiple choice test with perfectly penciled in bubbles to run through a Scantron machine to find out if my answer is right. I can't check my anatomy textbook in the chapter on the circulatory system to find out if his heart has a signature beat that signs my name in Morse code. I can't type keywords into Google Scholar to find a study that would tell me whether or not the neurons in my brain are making incorrect, inappropriate, mistaken connections. It's just feelings. It's when you're standing on that cliff edge or at the top of a tall building and you look down. You know, I've heard that feeling when you look off isn't a fear of heights, but a fear that you'll actually jump. And so I'm standing down there, looking at something I've never done, looking at something it seems I couldn't survive, thinking about what seems to be a death wish, and I wonder what might happen if I jump. And I'm not talking about falling off a cliff here. I'm talking about fucking jumping when you might have no intention of catching me at all. You might have no intention of catching me at all. So, laying in bed at 4 in the morning, I'm listening to that cursed storm outside, and I'm wishing I were a princess. You know, that someone would save. Because in the stories, he always rescues her from the tower, and she doesn't jump, and she certainly doesn't chase. And there's a counter to every reason I've thought of to tell you how I feel. So for every reason to tell, there's a reason to pretend it's not real. What if he doesn't? What if I'm not? What if it isn't? What if you're wrong? What if it's bad? What if it's worse? What if it's rejection? What if it hurts? You should just tell him. Yeah, I can't. Just tell him. I can't. Just fucking tell him. I can't. And this is the worst part. That I don't have any reason to stay silent beyond fear, so instead of saying, no, I shouldn't, or no, I won't, I'm saying, I can't. Because fear paralyzes me, terrorizes me, and holds my feet to the pavement, so I don't run to you right now. And fear has its icy fingers around my throat, so the words don't come and I choke. There's a flash outside my window and the thunder crashes so loud I think maybe a part of the sky must have cracked off and fallen onto my roof. I'm just so angry with myself that this fear of rejection, of hurt, of change controls me. I feel locked in its grasp. I'm helpless and it will not let go of me. But mostly, I just feel like a coward. Because I'm letting this fear, I've already let this fear, control me and holding it, told me, just shut up. It tells me I'm not what he wants, and he probably even thinks I'm irritating, and I cannot overcome brokenness, not common openness or common interestedness, and I'm probably not his type, or not what he needs, not what he dreams, and I'm probably not everything he wants a girl to be. I just don't measure up to be good enough, so instead of being courageous, I remain yours truly, full of cowardice. So I won't say anything, and I'll be as quiet as I've ever been, and you'll start fighting again, and I'll just keep my replies all in my head because I don't want you to be mad about something I said. But now, I'm the one who's fucking lying awake at night, going back and forth between anger and frustration because I can't decide. This is the part where I get to be pissed off, okay? That I can't stop myself from pulling out my arteries and making sure you get every drop of me and you get to be oblivious instead of freeing me from these chains because I would give you my extra lung or my only heart. But you don't even get it, like you're totally in the dark. And sometimes I want to get all sassy, okay, and be like, baby, you want my time? How about a piece of my mind? How about a written line? Why don't I spit you around? Don't tell me that I'm not there, I wouldn't care. I wouldn't care, fuck you. Don't you dare. Act like I don't care enough. Act like you don't have my full attention, adoration, or love. You know, when you're in the room, you're all my eyes see. When I know you're in pain, I can't fucking sleep. But to you, I feel like a nothing. Like if I left, nothing would change. Because I'm something simple you don't want to complicate. Give me a moment and I'll jot down a few lines. It's the chorus to your song and I've rhymed you an outline of what our friendship looks like to me. This is a fight we'll never have because I'll never say these words to you. Because I'll stick around. I'm a fucking dog, loyal, true. Because at the end of the day, I love you. And now no amounts of apathy or abuse could send me away, and I can't walk away, because when we're friends, I say, that means I am here with you when the ice is thin, and I'll be here when shit goes down again. And if you're standing in a downpour, I'll stand there with you. You will be drenched to the bone, but I will not leave you. Or say we're in a desert, and the sun is high. I'll stand, and my shadow will cast a line of freedom from the heat, and you can sit there. Because it's not more than I can bear, my friend, for you. And when your chest is physically pained with emotional commotion because your life, like your chest, is heaving with a storm that could rival the oceans, when you just can't take it anymore, and your lungs can't do their job anymore, and in an instant you can't seem to breathe, no matter how you try, you're struggling for air, hold still. I'll put my lips on yours and you can take mine. Air, kiss, my love, my life. They aren't mine anymore. You can have them without a fight. But if we were going to fight, I'd complain that I don't have enough of you in my life. I'd tell you, I'm pissed. You don't live close enough to adore every day, and how I wish you said I love you more. If we were going to fight, I'd tell you how I miss you every day, and I'd shout at you about how little time you take to spend with me, and that I feel like there's so much you never say. I'd say you should point out the joy, not the mistakes that I make. But I'm not very good at fighting. I'm not a fighter, just a wisher. So I'll stay here in my bed during this storm and wish you. And I'll periodically wipe the sweat from my palms because I'm thinking, again, about how I want to kiss you.